Hi, wisdom seekers. Today I want to introduce you to a practice that I use and have found just to be an amazing tool at getting to my own inner wisdom in a way that I truly, when I started it, never dreamed would happen to me. I never dreamed that I thought I was going to a class with a bunch of other women to write together and um, play with the idea of being a writer. And this class was so not that. It was really me being taught a path to get at my own inner wisdom and getting past my critical mind and into the soul and heart of my experiences and my own words and my own truths. I want to show you this practice today. Now, I use this practice for healing. I write into the experiences of my past and I learn from them. And in the process of writing and letting the words go on the page, and if I read that in circle, there's a release and a healing process that happens. If I write into the future, I write into how I want my life to be, then I find amazing beauty where I didn't see it before. Or I find amazing opportunity that then I can actually see myself in, and that helps me move toward it. So I use this practice in many ways. The other big benefit of this practice is when you do this in circle and community with others, and you read your writing to others, not to be critiqued, but to be witnessed. Just having those words flow onto the page and then releasing them into the wind, so to speak, and have them be witnessed by others is just a cathartic experience. It builds connection. I enjoy that kind of completion of that process for me. But when I'm doing this in circle with others, there's always something that I need to hear in someone else's writing too. So it's just an amazing practice. So I'm going to show it to you today and let you give it a test run and see if you don't find it amazing. We write pen to the page, never leaving the page, so you'll need paper and pen. And I always recommend handwriting rather than typing on a device. The experience is just so much different. It's part of the language of your body being used in this process. And I'll read the prose. Today I'm going to use prose. Sometimes we use poetry a lot of the time, or I've used meditation. And then I'll give jump off lines. Jump off lines are just a place to start the writing. Just those first few words to get you going. If I'm reading this and you are pulled toward a phrase, that phrase lights up for you in some way, that's that phrase pulling at you and telling you, right into me, right into that. There's something in there for you to explore. So trust that wisdom that comes up for you and use that to write from. Okay? I'm going to read it once, give jump off lines. I'll read it again and then write for 10, 15 minutes, whatever time you have. Quiet place, uninterrupted. Write as fast as you can. If you hear that little voice come up that says, no, not that word, this other word sounds better, ignore that voice. It's your inner critic. It wants to pretty things up. It wants to put lipstick on this. And we do not want lipstick on this. We want this raw and messy and real. Like your mirror in the morning when you first get up, at least my mirror, raw and real. That's where the heart of the wisdom is. If you want to use the writing for something else later on and pretty it up, you can do that later. Let's go after the wisdom right now. Okay? So this is a piece from a book called Breathing Love by Jenny Lee, and it's called The Dharma of Love. If we hope to create a reality of higher love, we cannot base our behavior on that of others or be concerned with whether they are expressing love. Love asks that we stretch past our comfort zones, past the places where we are tired of giving or do not feel that we have it in us to do so. We must love with no expectation for return and accept that even when we succeed, there may only be a handful of hearts that respond. Love requires that we mine the most tender wounds of our hearts to find ever deeper veins of compassion and strength, regardless of the pain of the past. It asks that we pour our hearts into every interaction, every relationship, and every communication. We must love when we do not feel like it, especially when we do not feel like it. We will not succeed 100% of the time, but whatever we do today is enough, because every effort in love is a tremendous force that blesses everyone. The jump off lines that pull me are, if we hope to create, if we hope to create. It's a great line to write into the future with. Okay? Or, whatever we do today is enough. Whatever we do today is enough. That's a great line to write into the past and heal something if you want to look at something. And love requires. Love requires. That's such a wide phrase that you can really dive into anything. If there's something tough in your life today, you can write into that. Love requires. How does love require me to show up today in that situation? How did love require me to show up in that situation a year ago, a month ago, whatever it was? You can also write into the future with that. So I'll read it one more time. This is a really wide, there's a wide door opening into your inner wisdom here. So here we go. The Dharma of love. If we hope to create a reality of higher love, we cannot base our behavior on that of others or be concerned with whether they are expressing love. Love asks that we stretch past our comfort zones, past the places where we are tired of giving or do not feel we have it in us to do so. We must love with no expectation for return and accept that even when we succeed, there may only be a handful of hearts that respond. Love requires that we mine the most tender wounds of our hearts to find ever deeper veins of compassion and strength, regardless of the pain of the past. It asks that we pour our hearts into every interaction, every relationship, and every communication. We must love even when we do not feel like it, especially when we do not feel like it. We will not succeed 100% of the time, but whatever we do today is enough. But whatever we do today is enough, because every effort in love is a tremendous force that blesses everyone. Jump offs. If we hope to create, whatever we do today is enough, and love requires. Okay? End of the page, never leaving the page. Let it flow out of you. Have a great time. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope we'll see you again soon. Thanks.